Top 10 must-know differences between a Sigma male and Alpha male. Welcome to your daily bright brainy dose. I'm Lerato. Please hit the subscribe button and feel free to comment as you watch. Socio-sexual hierarchies, a category framework used to characterize people's personalities, social standing, and relative popularity to possible romantic partners, are a hot issue that is discussed every way from YouTube to academic research institutes. Alphas and betas are the two most well-known varieties, but there are also deltas, gammas, omegas, and sigmas that live on the planet. We're discussing the issue of alpha versus sigma guys today. What are the similarities and differences between each type's general characteristics? So take a snack, settle in, and let's explore the sigma-alpha split. What qualifies as a male sigma trait? In 2010, author Theodore Robert Beale created the phrase sigma male. The group Beale created was made up of lone wolf men who possessed some of the same traits as alphas but also had some key distinctions. Despite being autonomous, successful like their relatives higher up in the socio-sexual hierarchy, sigmas are also iconoclasts or renegades, value-driven, sensitive and self-aware, decent listeners, uncertain about commitment. Flexible sigmas are frequently brilliant innovators in the subject they choose. Notably, they tend to be more focused on performing well than on receiving praise. Similarly, while they often are, sigmas aren't overly preoccupied with belonging or being liked. Some people can count their buddies onto fingers, while others have a close-knit yet tiny circle of friends. Whatever the situation, they tend to be laid back when it comes to their social life. Sigma guys are often more sensitive and attentive in their relationships than alphas. They could, however, also be unwilling to commit. However, once sigmas find their match, they stick with them for a while. Is sigma higher than alpha? Is a common question. However, there is no right response. It's true that certain sigma males are clearly superior to alphas, but this is not always the case. For instance, some guys in sigma subgroups are slackers since they can get by with the least amount of work and eke out an existence on pure intelligence. What characteristics define alpha males? Most people believe that alpha males are dominating, attractive, and extroverted, which is true. In addition, want to present a commanding presence. Consider yourself physically fit. A strong desire for money gain and social prestige. Strong regard for oneself. Unlike an alpha who is still resolving his issues and may overdo the macho, a mature alpha man can see their flaws and weak areas. Alphas who are still developing may struggle with emotional control. Alpha male versus sigma male in a walk by a lone hiker. Alpha guys are known for talking trash when they are in a relationship, which may be quite attractive if that's your thing. Now, let's talk about the 10 differences between sigma and alpha males that you need to know. Number 1. Aggressive versus assertive. Alpha and sigma guys both exhibit confidence, but they do it in different ways. Sigmas often speak out for themselves in positive, courteous ways. They can be aggressive, but they are not frequently rude about it. When it comes to interpersonal connections, alphas might be a little more pushy and occasionally overstep the mark. But when negotiating commercial transactions, their dominance is frequently advantageous. After recognizing they advance by taming the bull in a china shop, some alpha guys lose their excessively aggressive skin. Number 2. Social versus private. Compared to alpha males, sigma guys are far more secretive. The alpha draws confidence from being at the top of a social hierarchy. Hence, in order to feel their best, they need to be with other people. They kind of require other people to notice their accomplishments and position. However, sigmas are a lot more independent and laid back. Despite having many close friends, sigma guys are typically better at spending time by themselves than their alpha counterparts. Number 3. Loud versus quiet. According to conventional belief, sigma guys are more reserved than alpha types, and it's accurate. Sigmas tend to be low-key since they don't chase or need attention, but don't let peace mislead you. Some of the most competent, cunning, and dominant alpha males know when to keep their lips shut and when to use brute force. Some alpha men might appear to be silent when they are actually speaking loudly. However, when they are enthusiastic about a subject, sigma guys become loud and prideful. Number 4. Laissez-faire versus competitive. The competitive quotient of a person is one of the greatest indicators of whether they are an alpha or a sigma. Sigma men frequently achieve academic success but lack a fierce competitive spirit. Additionally, they often don't care about taking credit. The job itself is what matters to sigmas. On the other hand, alpha guys love a good fight. Nothing is more rewarding to them than a victory. When they are invested in a particular endeavor, event, or contest, sigmas may be very competitive. Number 5. Group-oriented versus independent work. Alpha males often like to work and function in group settings not to cooperate, but to dominate. Sigmas are more individualistic yet typically do well in groups. Sigmas pursue their professional passions, whether they be in the fields of art, computers, medicine, or social work. Alphas, on the other hand, typically adhere to profitable occupations that others view as having great prestige, such as banking, law, and medicine. What about alpha males who lack the resources necessary to work in such professions? They typically choose professions like real estate, construction, or handicrafts that can pay well but require little education and startup capital. Some alphas work well with others and understand that honey attracts more bees than vinegar. Number 6. Selfassurance versus confidence. Learning to be confident is challenging. If you go too far, people will think you're conceited. Alpha male and sigma male. Two nice males in the bush. However, developing confidence is always worthwhile since having a healthy sense of self-worth has a positive impact on both your emotional and physical well-being. Alphas are more likely to err on the side of being confident rather than cocksure, whereas sigmas often achieve the ideal balance between accessible and arrogant. Therefore, upon learning how to do it correctly, everyone, be they alpha, beta, delta, gamma, or omega, experiences phases of confidence and arrogance. Number 7. Introversion versus extroversion. Almost generally, sigmas are more reserved than alphas. We're not arguing that sigmas have no friends. Many of them have strong, enduring relationships. However, they typically don't make the party. Alphas, on the other hand, take center stage in both work and personal settings. One is not superior to the other. Having an outgoing individual nearby may occasionally energize and improve a situation. Sometimes, though, spending time with an intelligent introvert is just what the doctor ordered. Extroverticism and introversion are two additional behavioral traits that can vary greatly depending on the environment. Nobody is constantly on, not even dominant guys. Number 8. Traditional versus avant-garde. Generally speaking, alpha males are more conventional and conservative. They like to fulfill the role of the gleaming armored knight. Furthermore, a top-down hierarchical structure is essential to their worldview. They lack a pack to lead without it, because their hearts are elsewhere and their hobbies serve as their compass. Sigma men may lean more toward the avant-garde end of the spectrum. Men of all political stripes, including sigma and alpha, are represented. It's just that conventional attitudes and lifestyle requirements are more common among alphas. Number 9. Collaborative versus hierarchical. As we've said several times, alpha males thrive in hierarchical situations. They aspire to command attention. While some people make excellent leaders, others may bully more. Sigmas can be adjusted. They work just as well in hierarchical settings but perform better in collaborative ones. They understand how to support one another and don't become upset when someone else receives more attention. Male sigmas who lead teams may adopt a more hierarchical style of operation. Number 10. Disinterested versus engaged. We don't want to imply that sigma guys are unable to interact with others or form meaningful connections. They do. However, they aren't nearly as concerned about their popularity. Being an in-crowd member doesn't bother them. Alphas, on the other hand, place a strong emphasis on belonging to the gang. The first people who sign up for the office kickball league and join fraternities are alphas. Younger sigmas are often a little more focused on popularity than those who have gone through life-changing events. Are sigma men beautiful? Yes, some physical characteristics do make someone beautiful. For instance, research indicates that we like looking at symmetrical characteristics in both humans and animals. But in reality, everyone has different tastes. As a result, while some individuals might consider alpha men to be more masculine and good-looking, An equal number of people prefer the Sigma male's sophisticated and certain aura. And although we detest making generalizations about anything, more and more women are choosing Sigma relationships over Alpha ones. Alpha men still have their supporters, but they are no longer the undeniable best in town. Despite this, it's crucial to keep in mind that a handsome individual has more to their appeal than just good looks. Additionally, desired qualities are humor. Being humorous may be more advantageous than being attractive. Because of this, comics with ordinary looks always have attractive partners. Men with intelligence make excellent companions for women with amazing gray matter. Kindness. The adage that pleasant men never succeed is untrue. Some folks simply need a little more time to get through their bad boy phase. Everyone has talents and shortcomings, and no one is perfect. People find it appealing when a person exudes good feelings and a healthy sense of humility. It's interesting to think about social hierarchical categories since they can offer a foundation for figuring out someone's motivations and personality type. However, don't take it too seriously because everyone actually adopts various identities and actions on a regular basis. For example, some guys could be Sigmas on a date but Deltas at work. Or perhaps a person tries to pass himself off as an Alpha when in reality he's an Omega. Be advised that this classification of humans is regarded as pseudoscientific by ethologists, those who study animal behavior. Using the hierarchy in serious scientific work is not the ideal course of action, despite the fact that it is a fun approach to classify and examine possible partners. If you got this far, it means you are a true Sigma. Please hit the subscribe button and share this with at least 10 of your other Sigma friends. Let them know you are Sigma. Thanks for watching. I'm Lerato. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.